In this session, we'll look at two other DML statements, which is called update and delete. So what they are. So let me first execute this data. So here I am selecting from the employee table. I have this records in the employee table. Now, what I want to do is like, I want to do some manipulation. So I want to update some data, right? So here, let's say, uh, I want to basically update the salary. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say update. And what I want to update, I want to update this table, right? So I'm going to say update. I have to tell which table I want to update. So my table here is employee, right? So I want to say update table employee. So this is my table. So I'll say I want to update this table employee, and I want to set some values, right? So I'll say update employee set. Okay. So this is a syntax. So you will say update the table name set. So what you want to set? Let's say I want to set salary is equal to let's put salary of 3,000, right? So now, if you look at this, right, we have different values of salaries to 2,300, 2,500, right? Null, and so on, right? So now what will happen is this particular statement is going to set salary. It is going to update we are not inserting a new record here. So we are basically updating the existing records. So all these records that we have, right? The same records, what we are doing, we are updating one particular field, which is salary. So if I execute this, you will see that 8 rows got updated. It's not an insert, it's an update. So now if I go back and execute this particular statement, you will see that all the salaries are 3,000. Okay, so this is what we do. This is what update is about, right? So again, another question is like, would we always update every record the same? No, right? Sometimes we don't want to update all the records. We just want to update certain particular records, right? So in that case, what we do is we use a where clause. So, okay, so a where clause basically tells us it is a filter criteria. It is saying that, hey, you only have to apply this, whatever your DML or DML statements or select statements for that particular filter. So now what I want to do is I only want to update this employee ID 5. So again, I would say update employee set. I want to update the salary here. I want to update the salary to 7,000, but I don't want to apply to every record. I only want to update to employee ID 5. So now I have to put the filter. I will say where update this employee, update the employee table, set the salary to 7,000, where the employee ID is equal to 5. So only update where employee ID is 5. So if I execute this, you will see that only one record got updated because we only have one record where employee ID is 5. So if I go back and check this results, so you will see that employee ID 5 is 7,000, all other records are 3,000. Right? So this is where the where clause is. So where clause is basically a filter criteria. Now you can use the where clause for select as well. So instead of selecting all the records, I'm going to say select only where employee ID is, let's say greater than 4, right? I don't, or greater than 5. I don't want all the records. I only want to select records which are greater than 5. The employee ID is greater than 5. So I'm going to go ahead and execute it. You will see this employee ID 6, which is greater than 5. 7 is greater than 5. 8 is greater than 5. 9 is greater than 5, right? So similarly, I can say less than 5. I will only get records where employee IDs are less, which is 1, 2, and 3, right? So this is a where clause. This is very important. This helps us to reduce or filter out unwanted records. All right. So now we have updated this statement, right? So now let's go back and select this table again, right? Now what I want to do is I want to delete something, right? So let's say I want to delete I want to delete all the records where employee name is null. Okay, because employee name is very important for me. So if I don't have it, so I want to delete it. So I will say delete from where you want to delete employee where e name is null. Now see null, as we will see in the future classes, which we cannot use any other operation except for is. Basically, we want what happens is like when you say null, this value is null or not null. What I mean by that, and it might be confusing for new people, but see, is null basically is a question asking, hey, is this value null? It's a true or false. It's a Boolean value. So you will not be able to say like equal to null or greater than null or plus null or minus null. The only operation that you can do is a Boolean operation, which is check. You can only check whether that value is null or not. That's all. Okay. So again, we'll discuss more in our upcoming session. So we have separate for null handling. So we'll discuss more in detail. So here what I'm saying is I'm deleting where employee ID is null. So which is employee ID 6, right? So I'll execute this. So you see that one row is deleted. So now if I go back and execute this, you will not see this sixth record. Employee ID 6, right? So you can also confirm this with a where clause. I'll say where employee ID is equal to 6, and if I execute this, I should not see any record because we just eliminated that record. See, no other items. So this is basically delete statement. Delete is basically deleting rows. You can delete multiple rows at once, right? Let's say let's execute this again. If I want to delete more than one record, so I have to just put it in the where clause, or I if I do not put anything in the where clause, it basically deletes everything, right? So let's say I want to delete where id is great id is less than 2, right? So where let's write this delete statement. Delete from employee where employee id is less than 3. So less than 3 is basically 1 and 2 are less than 3. So 1 and 2 records will get deleted. See, 2 rows are deleted. So I go back and execute the select star from employee. I will not see the records 1 and 2. So this is basically a delete. So these are the two DML statements. So one is update to update a particular record or a group of records. Delete to basically delete. So in the name itself, it is very clear, right? Update and delete. Okay. So this is about update and delete. And next, what we'll see is very important concept called as commit. So whatever we have done till now, I hope you guys are following all these videos at once, because the next session is very, very important. If you do not do that, there is a chance that whatever the data that you have already inserted might be lost. But don't worry, you can always go back and check, because these are very small statements. We have not started inserting many records here, so that should be okay. But let's look into the next session. Very important concept, and I'll see you guys over there.